What's up, y'all? I told you I'd do these two problems, and I told you I probably also would not do them Friday or Saturday. So I'm doing them on Sunday. But I'll send this out soon, so you'll get them. Okay, so it took a little finagling to get it on here, but I'm going to start with number 7. It looks very weird, but that's okay, because I know what it's supposed to say. Number 8 looks super weird, which I'll check, but I just needed some way to see them and write them at the same time. Anyways, so let's start with number 7. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is, I had told you kind of how to do these before, that you were going to be doing 2 completing the squares. Okay, you're going to split it, and you're going to complete the square on the x's, and you're going to complete the square on the y's. And then after you've completed the squares, you can turn it into those binomials, which then lets you get the circle, the equation for the circle. So I'm going to check real quick, because I think this is supposed to be x squared plus y squared. So let's open this up. Scroll down. Yeah, x squared plus y squared plus 4x minus 4x. Okay, cool. Plus 4x minus 4x minus 1. All right, so the first thing I am going to do is I want to rewrite it in a little closer to the form I want. And so the correct way. So I'm going to say x squared plus 4x, I'm going to leave a gap, y squared minus 4y, and then I'm going to leave a gap again, I'm going to move this 1 to the other side, so plus 1. Okay, so I've already kind of set it up so that it's getting ready for me to complete the squares. And so what I'm going to do then is, remember, completing the square is annoying, but once you kind of understand what you're doing, it's not that terrible. So I'm going to put the key up here again. Remember, we have x squared plus 2ax plus a squared turns into x plus a squared. So we want it to look like this, right? We have our x squared, we have our 2ax, we just need our a squared. So looking at this 4, that's my middle term. Remember, it's always 2 times something, okay? So this is 2 times something, that something is always a. So 2 times what gives you 4? 2. So on this side, we know that a equals 2. Okay, so I'm going to add a squared. And I have to add it over here. Okay, then let's go to a different color, wood or green. Then I'm going to do the same thing over here. All right, so I'm looking at that middle term again. Same format. Okay, so I'm looking at this negative 4. What times 2 gives me negative 4? Or essentially, you just say negative 4 divided by 2. And so over here we get a equals negative 2. Okay, so we add negative 2 squared to both sides. Plus 4. Plus 4. Okay, so that's mostly done. And now what I'm doing is I'm taking this first part and converting it into this. Okay, so it's in the form we want. And remember, all it is x plus my a. My a is 2. Let's go back to blue. So this becomes x plus 2 squared. Okay, then I'm going to do the same thing over here. A lot of plus. So this guy is in this form too. But instead of x, it's y. So we have y plus a squared. So a on this one is minus 2. So we're going to say y minus 2 squared. So I just did the 2 completing the squares to make that. Okay, and then I add all this up and we get 9. Okay, which that tells us is 3 squared. So our radius is 3. So if I wanted to graph this, now I could graph it. And that's how you can take these big ugly equations and rewrite them in standard form. All right, I am going to set up the next one, but I'm not going to finish it. I'm going to leave that for you, but I will set it up. So I'm going to erase all this mess. Actually, we won't erase all this mess. So I'm going to take this guy. Let's look at the question first. So it's x squared, y squared. Okay. So we have x squared. We'll do red for x. So we have x squared plus 2x, leave a gap, and then we'll go with purple. And then we have y squared plus 4y, leave a gap, equals minus 1. I'm going to do the exact same thing I did above, okay? I'm going to look at that middle term, this 2, divided by 2. That's my a. Take this middle term, divide it by 2. That's my a. And then I add a squared here, this a squared here, and both those are here. And that gives me my circle in standard form that I can graph. And that's it. Done.